go to the Tools panel of Affinity Photo and select one of the shapes. Now I'm just going to use a rectangle and I'm going to apply it in black. It's a vector design, any size. Once you've done that, go over to, you could use filters, but I'm going to go with a layer and new live filter layer down to colors and procedural texture. With that, you can see now I've got equations there, etc. Well, at the moment, there's no equation. What you need, a little plus. Just click that and you can now see the equation, and that's r equals 0. Not very useful. So I'm just going to add a couple more, and there, g equals 0, b equals 0. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste an equation in. So there's that, Smoothosc, and you can find out about that function via the Affinity Photo help in procedural texture. Now you can see it's got 6 times, this is Rx plus 100. Now Rx plus 100 shifts the Rx by 100. Rx being the relative position of the horizontal. You can just move these around. You can see there that, and you can just move it around. But that's been shifted by 100. Now it hasn't been shifted with the other Rx, but you could do that as well if you wanted. Also with the Ry, which is the obviously vertical, I've actually put plus 300, so it's just been shifted by 300, and that's the center point. And also I'm dividing by 100, and it's times the width. I could put width plus the h, which is the height, and I've got a comma 1. You need another parameter there. So once you've done that, I'm just going to select all those, and I'm just going to paste it now into the others. And at that point, what happens, if you do it wrong, you'll hear a little beep. Just heard a beep then. So you can now see it's grey, and that's for red, green and blue. But of course what you've got all these constants. Now I could add some custom inputs where I change them, and you could do that if you could change the 6 to A and 6 there to B and C. But you don't have to do that. You can just do it, just change them here. So just go for, say, 12 times that, so that you can see now straight away you've got a nice colourful design there. Or maybe go for 2 instead. But you can also go over to each of those and you can say, well, I don't want 100 for the green channel. I'm going to make it 150. So it's just slightly offset. And you can see what happens. You get a lot more colour coming through. Maybe this one here, 200, say, instead of 100. And you can see that slightly shift. Or maybe 300. Just try it. Vary it to see what you want. Now, likewise, up here, you've got 300 there. I could make it 200 for that one. So it's shifted by only 200 down. Likewise, this one, I could shift it by 500 instead. And you can see what happens. It's generally creating this. The rings are all slightly offset. And you can vary it. Just go and change it, make it 700, and so on and so on. You can just see that now, that blue one, just slightly offset, a bit further up. And again, I could do the same RY there. There's another RY there. You can see there. You could put plus 700 there, or maybe vary it. Again, put plus 200 for that. Also, you can do, instead of 100 there, you could say maybe for that one, you could say 150. And that will, of course, create slightly different widths, etc. So you can say maybe 200. So 200 for that one, or maybe 50. And so on. So you make it obviously very narrow instead for the green channel. And that's only for the green channel. And you can do the same again for the blue. And of course you can tweak these values. So maybe again, instead of that, I can make it 10. Or maybe make this one 2. And you can maybe, instead of plus there, you can make it minus. And so on and so on. You can create a variety of different designs. And you can see the result of that by just varying it, create all kinds of different colourful rings. Now, you've also got blend modes as well. However, what you can do, close that. And now, if you go over here to the layers, you can see over here it's attached to that layer. You've got procedural textures there. And this is just in, obviously, Affinity Photo. But you can also use exactly the same if you've got both. If you've got Designer and you've got Photo, you can take this feature here and go over it into Designer. So go to File and Edit in Designer. And now in Designer, you can see you've got exactly the same equation there. So you can just double click on that, brings that up, and you've got all of the equation there. And of course, again, you have to drag that out. But you can also, if you want, you can change it again. Say that one, just select the whole thing, plus maybe that. just add that in. You can get even a different, more unusual effect. Maybe instead of that, you can go, well, I don't want that. Maybe go for 6 there. You can vary it in numerous ways, and you don't have to, of course, have exactly the same equations. You maybe could turn around and say, instead of Rx there, I want Ry, and you can see slight variation there, where you've got that design appears, and so on and so on. And that's obviously only for the red channel. The other channels are still as before, the green and the blue. And again, you still got blending mode, so you can run through blending modes. Now, maybe not so much use in terms of, because it's black, it's just gonna, so I'm just gonna keep it normal. But you could do that if you want, or you could change the opacity. So maybe make it, again, depends on the color underneath. Maybe it's a gradient or it's an image, etc., and all those sorts of things. So you can apply all those things and change them all via the blending modes as well as opacity. Hope you found this of interest. Thank you much.